Welcome to the Flight and Pilot Safety Guide. Hello, my name is Kanye.
My name is Rebecca.
My name is Jonathan.
My name is Julian.
We were tasked to create a video explaining why flight and pilot safety guidelines are in place when flying at high altitudes.
The video will provide you information about the types of safety regulations in place when traveling in the air.
This will also provide information on the types of gas laws that come into play when determining these regulations.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
The reason why gas laws are taken into account when determining proper safety regulations is because it's important to learn about how pressure at high altitudes can affect a person. One law that affects this is the Boyle's Law, which explains that as the amount of volume in a space increases, the pressure inside also decreases.
Another law that affects this is Dalton's Law, which explains that the total amount of pressure that is exerted is equal to the sum of the pressure of all individual gases present in the same area. Both of these laws can affect passengers and pilots equally, so it's important to have guidelines on how to avoid negatively affecting either side.
Pressure and volume are two factors that affect each other when a temperature stays constant in a specific space. The higher of an altitude that you are at, the more it can affect you as a person. A plane normally flies at an altitude of 31,000 feet, and at that height, there's significantly less oxygen than at ground level.
At such a height, there is also a change in pressure, since the higher the altitude, the lesser the air pressure and amount of air particles / oxygen saturation present. This can negatively affect those on the plane, since the body needs oxygen to properly function. Without the necessary amount of oxygen in the body, the person can experience dizziness, nausea, fatigue, and headaches. However, these effects can vary depending on the person.
Due to the effects that the two gas laws have on the human body, these safety protocols are in place to keep the person safe when traveling through the air. An example of one would be knowing the percentage of pressure that oxygen takes up. Pilots need to know this to avoid a case of hypoxia, a condition where there is a deficiency of oxygen in the body's tissue.
Another would be flying below a certain height to not risk the lack of breathable oxygen on the plane. The higher the pressure, the lower the volume of the gas, and vice versa, which could lead to a low oxygen saturation.
But the question is, where did these regulations come from? Since the first recorded pilot and passenger flight in 1908, the necessary safety precautions needed have developed over time as airplanes developed into the ones we know today. For example, it is now required to take routine checks around an aircraft to check for leaks, worn tires, surface damage, etc. to help prevent an aircraft accident when flying. The requirements to fly one has also been revised as well to make sure that professionals are suited to know how to make flights as smooth and problem-free as possible.
In summary, Boyle's and Dalton's Law changed the way that air travel regulations have evolved over time. These safety measures in place help to make sure that pilots and passengers stay safe when at such a high altitude. In other words, we try to make sure you don't die because you're high up.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
And thank you for watching.
This video had a lot of work put into it by our team, Jonathan, Julian, Kanye, and myself, Rebecca. So we really appreciate you taking the time to watch our video and learn about flight and pilot safety and how gas laws affect it.